Brothers Construction Limited. Hira, your U14BB, Oshawa General. Number 5, Cooper Dennis. Number 7, Christopher Sterna. Number 8, Riley Scott. Number 13, Mohammed Esmail. Number 14, James Purdy. Number 15, Joel Armstrong. Number 17, Ben Rowland. Number 18, Nova McLean. Number 19, Tyson Petrovich. Number 55, Zayden Greentree. Number 66, Grayson Finney. Number 77, Ben Carquez. Number 81, Max Dandan. Number 91, Mark Robinson. Number 97, Quentin Pillipue. In goal, number 20, Mikey Sergey. And number 88, Oliver Fair. Your Oshawa General.
Good morning, everyone. Brand new weekend and a chance for a fresh start here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the South Simcoe Storm Classic. This is Guy with Sam on camera, coming to you live from the Bradford Leisure Center in beautiful Bradford, Ontario. We're getting set for puck drop here in the Green Arena for the first of 2 crucial games for the Generals today. After this morning's contest against the Glencaster Bombers, they'll be back in action tonight against the West Niagara Flying Aces over in the Paul Dossey Arena in the same building. It's a true hockey marathon under one roof. The Generals are coming into this tournament with something to prove, looking to bounce back after a difficult 5-2 loss in the championship game of the Orangeville Call Classic last weekend. The key today will be managing their energy across both games and setting a positive tone. A strong start against the Bombers is critical. Everyone's waiting to come out on the ice right now. Coaches are all getting set up on the bench, looking dapper as ever in their matching jackets. Just want to shout out to the coaches. Thank you very much for what you do. We couldn't do it without you. And thank you to our manager as well. And all of the parents and supporters and families of these kids. We couldn't do it without you. So as we're getting ready to, the boys will take the ice. We'll be back in just a moment. And here they are, your U14BB Oshawa Generals. Boys are hitting the ice this morning, looking very full of energy. I was down talking to them a little bit earlier, and they all seem very positive coming into this weekend. Even after the championship game loss last weekend, going undefeated into the championships last weekend, I think brought their confidence level up considerably as a team and helped them bond as a team. So I think we're going to see good things out of them this weekend. And to everybody watching, thank you very much for watching and your support on this beautiful Friday morning. Those of you at work watching, well, kudos to you. Those of you at home watching, enjoy your day and have a cup of coffee for me. Be back in just a minute with a handshake. Here's a big shout out to all of our sponsors. Thank you so much for your support this season. Without sponsors like everyone you see on your screen right now, we would not be able to participate in these tournaments. Sponsors play a big part of allowing us to participate in tournaments and cover the cost of these tournaments for everybody to be here. So thank you to all of our sponsors. We appreciate you. All right, so we're just about to do the handshake line here. This is a great tradition before minor hockey games. Before COVID, actually, a lot of times this used to be done after the games. And since then, they started doing it before games a lot, just to get it done and kind of get it out of the way before the game, because during games you can get a lot of, emotions, and this way everybody kind of sees each other's face and gives each other a fist bump and a handshake beforehand, and it tends to make the games go a lot better. So as they swirl around here, we're with all of that complete, let's kick off a busy day in Bradford. We're about to have the puck drop here for our 10-minute first period, and it looks like Oliver Fayer is your starting goalie for Oshawa. As everybody saw last weekend, we have top-notch goaltending this season, so huge advantage. We've got 3 really good lines, so this should be a great weekend of hockey. And here we go. And Oshawa wins the first faceoff. Lancaster gets down into the Oshawa zone, and Oshawa knocks it into the corner. Behind the Oshawa net, quick centering pass out front. Lancaster gets a shot away, and that one's stopped and covered up by the goaltender. The face-off in the Oshawa zone. And Lancaster wins that face-off, but it's knocked over to the side of the boards and dumped in behind the Oshawa net. Robinson's in there to get it, bring it out. Lancaster comes out with the puck, but then the players go down. Lancaster takes it back, passes up to the point. And they get a shot away, goes wide of the net. They get another shot, or miss the net. Now Oshawa tries to get out of the zone, but they can't clear it. Now Oshawa gets control of the puck, takes it up through the neutral zone. Roland dumps it into the Lancaster zone. Well, both teams change. And here comes Lancaster up through the neutral zone. That pass is chipped away and dumped into the Oshawa zone for an icing call against Lancaster. We'll be back down to the other end of the ice. Lancaster wins that face-off in their zone. Oshawa keeps it in, dumps it back into the corner. Passed up along the boards by Lancaster. Ishmael's there to stop it. Tries to keep it in the zone, but they manage to get it back out to the neutral zone. McLean can't handle the puck. Pellepew goes after it in middle ice and loses his stick. Oshawa gets it back into the Lancaster zone. Looks like Sternad's chasing it down. Can't keep it in. Pellepew keeps it in, passes it back to Sternad, who passes it across to McLean. Can't handle the puck, it chips away, and Lancaster grabs it out to the neutral zone. And here comes Lancaster on a breakaway, but he loses his skates. They try and get it. They shoot and miss. Knocked away by Oliver Fair. Sternad gets it, tries to pass it up to the neutral zone, but that puck's chipped away. Lancaster takes control of it again, passes it up the ice into the Oshawa zone. They come in, a weak angle shot, knocked away by the Oshawa goaltender. Oshawa takes control of it again. Dan takes it through center ice into the Lancaster zone. They're tied up. Lancaster takes it back through the neutral zone. Back into the Oshawa end. They tried to chip it back, but Oshawa takes it away from them. And now it's dumped back out into the neutral zone. We have 7:40 left in this first period. Still no score. We're back down into the corner in the Lancaster zone. Oshawa centers the pass. They can't get it in front of the net. The Lancaster defenders take the puck away, knock it over to the corner. Petrovic manages to keep it in the Lancaster zone. And a shot by Scott on net, knocked away by the Lancaster goalie. And Lancaster tries to clear it out of their zone, and they do. They can't hold on to the puck. Now they're going down into the Oshawa zone. Try for a centering pass, but it's chipped away. Lancaster keeps it in the Oshawa corner. Now Oshawa takes the puck away from them, back behind their own net. Tries to get it up off the boards, but they can't control it. Now Lancaster gets it in a shot from the point, and they score. Lancaster got an off-angle shot and chipped it up and over the goaltender's shoulder into the net. At 6:53 left in the first period. It's now 1-0 Lancaster Bombers. Lancaster wins that face-off. Takes it into the Oshawa end. And they take a shot up and over the net. Gets to the other corner. Lancaster keeps control of the puck. Now Oshawa takes it. Roland takes it out to center ice, and he's tied up by the Lancaster player. And he gets a shot away, and it's glove saved by the Lancaster goalie. Lancaster is a very physical team. A lot of riding the edge and pushing, and so we'll see if Oshawa can step up to that. They're going to need to if they want to compete in this game. And Lancaster wins that face-off in their own zone, takes it out through the neutral zone. Tried to pass it in. Robbins was there to stop it, but Lancaster took it back and forced Lancaster to go offside. Face-off will be in the neutral zone, just outside the Oshawa blue line. 6:20 left in the first period. 1-0 Lancaster Bombers. And Lancaster wins that face-off. Dumps it into Oshawa. Ishmael's there to get it. Runs it around behind the net. Into the boards. Lancaster picks it back up. Centers the pass over to the net. Bounces. Goaltender knocks it away. Back into the crease. There's a scrum in front of the net. Puck gets knocked away. Into the corner. And there is a whistle on the play. Looks like a hand pass. Faceoff will be just outside the Oshawa zone. Lancaster wins it, knocks it into the Oshawa end. Oshawa takes it, knocks it back out to the neutral zone. They dump it back into Oshawa's end. Oshawa tries to get the puck out, but they can't clear the zone. Ishmael clears the zone back out to center ice. Lancaster keeps the puck. Oshawa's having a hard time getting their hands on the puck here, getting their sticks on the puck. It's back into the Lancaster zone. Petrovic goes chasing down into the zone to catch it. Can't catch up to them. Lancaster passes it back up to the neutral zone. It's dumped into the Oshawa end. They try for a centering pass, but Ishmael knocks that one off. Tries to chip it away. Glancaster grabs it. Oshawa back up to Petrovic in the neutral zone. Bounces off his stick, back down into Glancaster's zone. Petrovic is in to get it and takes control of the puck in the corner. Hangs on to it, dumps it behind the net. Dennis behind the Glancaster net. Tries to wrap it around. Goalie knocks it away. Unfortunately, Roland couldn't get his hands on it in front of the net. Now Greentree coming off the bench, grabs it and goes back into the Glancaster, takes a shot. Saved by the Glancaster goalie. Good shot by Greentree. There a line change coming off the bench, managed to get his hands on the puck as they were going by. Got a good shot away. The face-off won by Oshawa. Back, tried for a shot, but couldn't get it. Now it's chipped down the ice. And this will be an icing call against Glancaster. And we'll be back down in the Glancaster zone for a face-off with 4:32 left in this first period. It's 1-0 Glancaster. And Oshawa wins, and they get a shot away. Doesn't get to the net. Lancaster takes it around the boards. They pass it up to center ice. And a rush down into the Oshawa zone. Oshawa chasing them in their centering pass. And knocked away by the Oshawa goaltender. Lancaster comes back up. It's knocked away to the boards by Oshawa. Back out to the neutral zone. Lancaster still has control of the puck. Pass up. Oshawa knocks it away at their blue line, but they get it in. Purdy takes the puck for Oshawa around the boards behind their net. Oshawa gets it out of the zone. Can't control it there. Armstrong into the zone, over to Sternad, chips it at the net, bounces wide. And here comes Glancaster again with the puck up through the neutral zone. They go into the Oshawa end. Shot knocked away by the Oshawa goalie. Now Oshawa takes control of it. Robinson up through the neutral zone. Can't complete the pass to Dan. He wasn't ready for it. Back down into the Glancaster zone. They get the puck under control. Try and pass it up through the neutral zone. It goes deep into the Oshawa end. Glancaster's there to get the puck behind the Oshawa net. Centering pass through the blue paint, but knocked away before their player could get a shot away. Now they're fighting in the corner in the Oshawa zone. Oshawa keeps control of it along the boards for the moment. Passes it up. Tries to clear the zone, but they can't clear it out. There they go now. It's into the neutral zone. And Oshawa dumps it back down into the Glancaster zone. They can't do anything with it. Here comes Glancaster again on a rush. Dennis is attacking him along the boards, knocks the puck away behind the Oshawa net. Now it's chipped back out along the boards. Dennis passes it up to Roland, or Petrovic. Over to Roland. Dumped into the Glancaster zone, but Glancaster takes the puck back. And dump it back out to center ice. And there's Robinson there to get it for Oshawa to knock it away from him, but Glancaster gets it back. Tries to chip it, gets it in front of the net. And the Oshawa goalie smothers that one for a face-off in the Oshawa zone. 2:11 left in this first period, 1-0 Glancaster. Glancaster certainly has dominated this game. They're a very fast, well-disciplined team. Oshawa is struggling to play their own game in reaction to the Glancaster game. But they've managed to keep it down to that 1-0. We get a few shots on net, some of our key players, and trying to even this one out. Lots of game left to play. In the Oshawa zone, Oshawa tries to take control of the puck, but they can't hang on to it. Lancaster gets it back, gets a shot away, almost tipped in. Underneath the goalie, just goes wide of the net. Oshawa got lucky on that one. The goalie had saved the first shot and the rebound was coming in. Well, the Oshawa goaltender tried to reposition himself and it went under his legs, but just missed the net. So now we're back in the Glancaster zone. And they come out at center ice. Hellepuy chases him down and forces Glancaster to go offside. He slows him down enough. We'll do a face-off just outside the Oshawa zone. 1:29 left in the first period. Oshawa wins that faceoff. Petrovic takes it into the, and he goes offside. That was unfortunate. Finney got a few strides ahead of Petrovic with the puck in a rush to the net and went offside. It's a shame because there was no Lancaster defenders in their zone. All right, it's a faceoff just outside the Lancaster zone. Oshawa wins the faceoff. Pass it back to Ishmael in their zone. Tries to pass it up and out over to Finney in the neutral zone. Finney passes it across to Petrovic. It's chipped into the Lancaster zone and they chase it down into the corner. Lancaster takes control of it behind their own net. Knock it up the boards. Pelopier's there to knock it back in. Back behind the Lancaster net. Around the boards to Petrovic again. He dumps it back in. And he keeps control of it. Petrovic has it. Can't control the puck and get a shot away. And Lancaster comes in and takes it away from him. Now they pass it up to center ice. And Pelopier's there. There we go. Knocks it away from that player across the ice. Dumps it into the corner to prevent a rush. And Ishmael tries to control the puck in front of the net, and he knocks it away to Pelopieu, who passes it up and out of the zone. And it will be an icing call against Oshawa. We'll be back down to the Oshawa zone with 21.9 seconds left in this first period. 1-0 for Lancaster Bombers. Lancaster wins that faceoff, chips it back, can't control the puck. Dumps it in behind the Oshawa net. Centering pass, held by the goaltender at the side of the net for another faceoff in the Oshawa zone with 10 seconds left in the first. And Oshawa wins that faceoff, tries to chip it out. Lancaster keeps it down in their zone. Centering pass by Lancaster. Oshawa goalie holds on to the puck right at the horn there to stop that one from going in. Once again, this game, we're seeing the Oshawa goaltending is doing an amazing job of keeping the Oshawa players in the game and giving them the opportunity to try and even this one out. So this was certainly a very sharp, focused game for the Lancaster Bombers. They came out in this first period. Oshawa was back on their heels trying to find their game. So let's hope as we go into the second period here, they've got all of the nervous energy out of their system and they can come out fighting in this 10-minute second period. As the players talk to the kids. We'll be back just in 1 minute to face off for the second period. So here we go. We're getting ready for the 10-minute second period. Oshawa certainly weathered the storm so far, only down 1 goal. They need to have fresh legs for their 7:20 game, but we'll see how this game goes. And Lancaster wins that first face-off of the second period. Into the Oshawa zone. And Oshawa dumps it back out through center ice, back into Lancaster's end. Lancaster takes the puck in behind their own net. Tries to pass it along the boards. Oshawa chips the puck off him, gets centering pass, but they miss the pass in front of the net and can't get a shot away. Lancaster brings it back up to center ice, and Scott takes it, dumps it back into the Lancaster zone. Unfortunately, it was offside. Now Oshawa takes it. Sternad grabs it from the Lancaster player in the Lancaster zone, but they can't control the puck, and Lancaster takes control of it back into center ice. Back down on a rush into the Oshawa end. And a shot, but it misses the net and goes behind the net. Lancaster players pick it up over in the corner and center it. But it's mishandled by the Lancaster player out in front of the net and knocked away. Back to the point, and a shot saved by the Oshawa goaltender. Rebound knocked away by the Oshawa defenders. They can't clear the zone, and Lancaster keeps it in. Dumps it in behind the Oshawa net. And Lancaster is still controlling this puck in the Oshawa zone. And they send to the pass, and Oshawa knocks it away. Finally clears the zone. Here comes Sternad up through the center ice into Glancaster's end and dumps it in for a line change for Oshawa. Get some fresh legs out there on the ice. And Glancaster's coming back. Carquez back at the Oshawa zone. Gets the puck and dumps it back into the Glancaster zone. Petrovic over in the corner. Glancaster's end fighting for the puck, trying to get his hands on it. And Glancaster comes up with the puck, chips it up along the boards, but Oshawa dumps it back in behind their net. And Oshawa has the puck and puts through the blue paint and tries to chip the puck away into the net, but the Glancaster goalie smothers that one for a face-off in the Glancaster zone. 7:54 left in the second period. The score is still 1-0 for the Glancaster Bombers. And Oshawa wins that face-off. It's chipped away to the boards. Glancaster takes control of it, tries to take it up the ice. Puck's bouncing around in the Glancaster zone. Now Glancaster takes control of it back behind their own net. Passes it up through the neutral zone, down into the Oshawa end for an icing call against Glancaster. And we'll be back down there and for another face-off. And Oshawa wins and gets a quick shot away, knocked away by the Glancaster goalie. Down around the boards, Oshawa takes a shot from the point, tries to chip it in, but it's knocked away by the Glancaster defender. Now Glancaster takes it on a rush through the neutral zone, into the Oshawa zone, takes a shot, saved and knocked away by the Oshawa goaltender into the corner. Oshawa takes control of it, passes it up through the neutral zone, but can't complete the pass. Glancaster takes it and dumps it back, and takes it back into the Oshawa end. We get another shot away, saved by the Oshawa goaltender. 7 minutes left in the second period. It's a face-off in the Oshawa zone. And Oshawa wins that face-off. The Glancaster players grab control of it and try and center the pass, but they miss their pass. And they keep control of it in the Oshawa end. Oshawa tries to fight it away. And they dump it back in front of the net. Oshawa players can't control it. Glancaster takes a shot and they score from right out in front of their own net. Fortunately, the Oshawa defenders couldn't get that puck out of their zone. And we now have a 2-0 game in the second period for the Glancaster Bombers. Oshawa wins that face-off. Dumps it up to the neutral zone. Glancaster takes control of it from them. And Oshawa manages to keep it out of their zone, keep control of the neutral zone. McLean grabs it, tries to chip it up the ice. He's taken out by the Glancaster player, who dumps it back down into the Oshawa zone. And Pellepy is there to get it behind his own net and chasing the puck around. And he takes it off the Glancaster player, tries to take it up the boards, but he's taken into the boards by the Glancaster forward. Oshawa tries to take control of it and get it out of their zone. Sternad fighting for the puck along the boards, tries to chip it out. He manages to get it out to center ice. McLean's coming through center ice with the puck. Can't keep it in their zone, so Sternad grabs it and dumps it down into their zone while Oshawa comes back onside. And Glancaster taking the puck through the neutral zone. Dumps it down into the Oshawa end. Both teams change. Pellepy goes back into his own end in the corner to get the puck, try and set up. Passes it up along the boards, takes it out of his zone into center ice. Finney's there into forward zone, passes it across to Petrovic. He tries to get a shot away, but he's held up by the Glancaster player. And Oshawa keeps it in the Glancaster zone. But the Glancaster players are all over them. Oshawa just can't get a shot. There, they got a shot. Oh, just chipped over the net. Dan gets a shot away. And the goaltender just caught the corner of it and knocked it up and over his net. Lancaster trying to come through center ice again, and they manage to get through. It's a 2-on-1. And Pellepew knocks that one away, so he couldn't get his shot away. And then the goaltender saves the resounding shot, knocks it into the corner. Oshawa got away with that one. Now Finney takes it out through center ice, passes it across to Dandan. Dandan to Petrovic. Dandan gets a shot away and scores! And it makes it through the Lancaster goalie's legs. Dandan scores, make it 2-1. 4:42 left in the second period. Hopefully that's what Oshawa needed to get moving out on the ice. They've been a little bit more aggressive this period. Seem to be finding their stride. Let's hope that keeps up. And Oshawa wins that face-off. Here goes Cooper Dennis. Tries to get a shot away, but blocked by the Lancaster player. And Lancaster's coming back with it. Into the Oshawa zone. Centering pass. Shot by Lancaster. Saved by the Oshawa goaltender. Oshawa wins that face-off, but they can't control it. Lancaster takes it, centers the pass, but there's nobody there for it. Now Oshawa is fighting for the puck along the boards. They manage to get it out from along the boards to the neutral zone, and there we go. Now here goes Dennis down the ice, chasing that puck down into the Lancaster zone on the boards. Tries for a centering pass, but that's chipped away by the Lancaster player. Carquez along the line knocks it back in and keeps it in the Lancaster zone. Now Lancaster passes up to the players at center. Here they come down the ice on a rush again. Lancaster can't get a shot away. They get a weak shot away, but it's over the net. Oshawa defenders are trying to keep them out from in front of the net. And there's another centering pass, but knocked away by the Oshawa defender. Now Oshawa's chipped it back out down center ice into the Lancaster zone. It won't have enough steam on it to get offside, so Lancaster comes back and takes control. Oshawa changes. They have a fresh line out there. Now they're back and forth at center ice. Lancaster's trying to find a path to get in. Now they get into the Oshawa zone and dump it into the corner. Carquez is behind the net fighting for the puck. Takes it away from the player. Armstrong's there to help him. But Lancaster comes up with it in front of the net, but they can't complete the pass and get a shot away. They're trying to set up again in the Oshawa zone. Now it's behind the Oshawa net. Pass back over to the corner. Oshawa can't get it away, and Lancaster gets set up for another shot from in front of the net. The Oshawa defenders are letting the Lancaster Bombers get a player set up in front of the net way too often for my liking. But Oshawa is certainly coming out fighting more this second period than they were the first. So Oshawa finally comes up with the puck in their own zone, and they're trying to get it out of the end. They can. Now Carquez chips it up, almost gets it out of the zone, but Lancaster knocks it back in, and a centering shot again. Bounced off the Oshawa defender, and Oshawa takes it up along the boards. McLean takes it and gets it out of the zone and dumps it back down into the Lancaster zone, and that icing was waved off. And behind the Lancaster net, and now Petrovic has it along the boards, tries for a centering pass. It's knocked away from him. Lancaster takes control of it back along the boards. Now they come back through, dump back down into the Oshawa zone. Pellepew is there out in front of the net to try and block. And they block the pass and dump it back over. There's Pellepew with it, passing it up along the boards. Back to Dandan in the corner. Dandan's knocked into the boards pretty hard. No call on that one. Now Finney has it along the boards. He chips it up to the blue line, but he can't clear the zone. Now it's knocked out into center ice. 1:32 left in this second period. 2-1 Lancaster. The play is now in the neutral zone. Lancaster dumps it back into the Oshawa ends, and they wave off that icing. And Pellepew's there to get it and knock it up along the boards. And Finney can't get his hands on it. Now Pellepew again chips it up and out into the neutral zone. Back down into the Lancaster zone. Dandan's chasing it down to try and get the puck away from the Lancaster player. He can't come up with it. Now Finney's there to knock it back in. And Oshawa does a line change. And 1 minute left in the second period. And now here comes Lancaster coming down He gets a shot away, but it's knocked away by the Oshawa goaltender. Up along the boards, and here comes Oshawa. Roland passes it up center ice. Greentree with it. He takes a shot, knocked away by the Lancaster defender. Roland gets it along the boards, tries to knock it back in. But Lancaster manages to chip it back out into the neutral zone. 35 seconds left. Here comes Lancaster again into the Oshawa end. The Oshawa defender's keeping him along the board, so he can't get around. In behind the Oshawa net. Oshawa takes control of the puck again. Dennis takes it and knocks it up to the blue line, but they can't get it over. And here comes Dennis with it out to the neutral zone. Roland can't get there for the pass. And Lancaster dumps it back into the Oshawa end. And they're fighting for it at the Oshawa blue line with 8 seconds left in the second period. And, well, that's the end of that second period. Oshawa Generals are still on their heels a little bit, down 2-1 to Lancaster, but they came out much harder in that second period than they did in the first. So they seem to be building momentum as the game goes on. The Bombers are playing a relentless high-pressure game, and they're giving the Generals defensemen no time to think, forcing turnovers and keeping the play bottled up. Oshawa's getting outworked right now, but they may have gotten their spark in that second period. Let's see what happens when they come out into the third period. So the third period is 15 minutes. We're 2-1 Lancaster Bombers in this first game of the tournament. So this struggle for this game is concerning. It's not just for this game, but for their second game tonight against the West Niagara team. They're expending a massive amount of energy. They're trying to survive this game. And they still have a whole game to play later today. So let's see what they do here in this third period. 15-minute third period, 2-1 Lancaster. And Oshawa wins that face-off, and they pass it up. Armstrong dumps it into the Lancaster zone. Lancaster takes it, dumps it around the boards. And here come the Bombers again up through center ice. And it's a breakaway for Lancaster. And saved by the Oshawa goaltender. Great save by Oliver Fair on a breakaway. And the turnover by Oshawa in the neutral zone. And here comes Oshawa now, dumping it into the Lancaster zone, but nobody there to grab it. Lancaster takes control of it again, brings it up through the neutral zone. You know, Oshawa manages to stop them from a rush, but they can't keep the puck. Triver centering pass. A weak shot knocked away easily by the Oshawa goaltender, and Oshawa clears their zone and take it back out to center ice. Oshawa at center ice. Here comes Sternad in with the puck, but that's knocked away into the corner, and he can't get a shot away. Lancaster passes it up through center ice, and Oshawa takes out their player. And Lancaster gets a weak shot away from the point again, knocked away by the Oshawa goaltender. Now Oshawa trying to get the puck in their own zone. They can't get their hands on it. Knocked away by the Oshawa goaltender as it comes near his net up along the boards. Oshawa clears the zone to Petrovic out in center ice. Here comes Petrovic into the Lancaster zone. Can't get a shot away before the puck's taken away from him. Lancaster comes back up through center ice. Lancaster gets an off-angle shot, knocked away to the boards by the Oshawa goaltender. Lancaster knocks it back behind the Oshawa zone. Centering pass, nobody there to receive it. Oshawa takes that puck. Pass up through the center, chipped away by Lancaster. Oshawa can't control the puck in their own zone. Now Petrovic takes it and tries to clear the zone, but he can't. Lancaster gets a shot away, but Carquez is there to block that one. He knocks it out to Lancaster, but it just goes over the line, and they come back in offside, so there'll be a face-off just outside the Oshawa end. 12:38 left in the third period. 2-1 Lancaster. Lancaster wins that face-off. In the neutral zone, dumps it into the Oshawa end. They chase it in behind the Oshawa net. Lancaster comes up with the puck. And direct try for a wraparound, and they just get it in between the post and the goalie's arm. Lancaster scores with 12:18 left in the third to make this game 3-1 Lancaster Bombers. Lancaster wins that faceoff and gets dumped back into their zone. They try and take it out. Pellepeu's there to keep it in, but now they get it out to center ice. Come back down to the Oshawa end, into the corner of the Oshawa end. Try centering pass out in front of the net, but it's taken away by Oshawa. Ishmael takes the puck, passes it up the boards to McLean, but it comes out of the zone. And back in. Ishmael passes it across to Pellepeu. Pellepeu shifts it up the boards to Sternad, who dumps it down into the Lancaster zone. Lancaster takes it, goes behind the net, tries to chip it back up. Ishmael's there to stop it, slows him down, keeps it in the zone. They're fighting for the puck along the boards. Inside the Lancaster blue line. Now it's chipped out to center ice. Now Oshawa keeps control of it for a moment, but now Lancaster gets it. Now they're back into the Oshawa zone. Oshawa manages to keep that puck away from in front of the net, but they can't keep it all the way. Knock it into the corner. They can't clear their zone. Oshawa dumps it along the boards and behind their net. Oshawa trying to control the puck in their zone and get it out. Lancaster's all over them in front of their own net. Oshawa can't get it out of the boards. Now here comes Lancaster with a centering pass. And he shoots, but he misses the net. Oshawa manages to dump it out through center ice, back down to the Lancaster zone with 10:44 left in the third period. And here comes Lancaster again into the Oshawa zone. But Oshawa keeps them along the boards, so they can't get a shot away. Now we're behind the Oshawa net. There's a player sitting right out in front of the Oshawa net again, waiting for that pass, but they can't get it. And Pellepeu gets it and chips it up along the boards and takes it out to the neutral zone to clear the zone. Let Oshawa a chance to reset. Here comes Petrovic, takes the puck away from them, goes into the Lancaster zone. But the Lancaster player literally grabbed him and pushed him to the ice. These refs of this game are not calling anything. They're not even calling icing anymore from what I'm seeing. So here comes Lancaster through center. Oshawa chips it away from them. Scott with it in his own zone, takes it in behind his net. Tries to pass it up to Petrovic. The Lancaster player chips that away from him. Now Oshawa takes it back. And back out to the neutral zone. But nobody there for it. Lancaster dumps it back to their line, and Oshawa shoots it back down into the Lancaster zone for a line change. So we're deep into the third period now, and time is certainly becoming the enemy for Oshawa. They find themselves in a 3-1 hole against the Lancaster Bombers team that has had an answer for everything today. Oshawa gets a shot right out in front of the net. Wow, that shot came out of nowhere. And the Lancaster goaltender just caught a piece of that and dropped. And the Oshawa player was forced down to the ice in front of the net on top of the puck, and the play was blown down. So we have a face-off now inside the Lancaster zone. That was a close call. The Generals did show a spark of life earlier, trying to get it on the board, a couple lead and give themselves a chance. But that celebration was certainly short-lived as the Bombers responded very quickly with 2 goals of their own to regain complete control of this hockey game. So you can see Oshawa's pressing now, trying to force the issue, but Lancaster is doing a masterful job of protecting their lead. They're clogging up the neutral zone, blocking shots, making it incredibly difficult for the Generals to get any sustained pressure on. And here comes Lancaster back down into the Oshawa zone. They're forced into the boards. Oshawa trying to take control of it from them. And they do get it away from them briefly, and now Oshawa's trying to get it clear out of the zone again. Roland tries to take it out, but Lancaster takes it off his stick again. And apparently the refs are going to call that a tripping call because the Lancaster player fell over the stick of an Oshawa player. So we have a 2-minute tripping penalty against Oshawa. So Oshawa's power play here, or penalty kill here for 2 minutes with 8:24 left in the third period. Let's see what Oshawa's penalty kill can do. So at this point, you're really looking for character on the team. You want to see the Generals team fight right to the buzzer and try and build something, anything positive to carry into what is now a massive game tonight. What an amazing save by the Oshawa goaltender as Lancaster put the pressure on during this penalty kill for Oshawa. 1:46 left in the penalty and 8:09 left in the third period. And Oshawa won the faceoff and chipped it away and almost managed to get it out of the zone, but they couldn't quite clear the zone. And they get a shot away, but it misses the net. Now they're in the corner of the Oshawa zone. Oshawa fighting for it behind their own net, trying to get that puck out of the zone. They take it over to the boards. Lancaster can't get control of it. Oshawa still fighting for it. Now Lancaster comes up with the puck. They get a shot away. Saved by the Oshawa goaltender. For another face-off in the Oshawa zone. 1:19 left in this penalty kill. 7:43 left in the third period. And Lancaster wins that face-off as they try and set up. Oshawa's trying to put some pressure on them. And they do, and they knocked that one away, so they can't complete a pass, but they got a shot away through the legs, but knocked away from Oshawa. Another shot, another shot, another shot. Oshawa goaltender's doing a great job. And unfortunately, he got caught on the other side of the net, and they came around and got a shot away on him and scored. Goal from Lancaster to make it 4-1 on the penalty kill from Oshawa. So 4-1 Lancaster, 7:22 left in this third period. And Oshawa has changed up their goalie. It can be tough for a goalie in a game like this. And it's certainly the right thing to do. If the goalie's not feeling it and having a hard time, you don't want to leave him in there. There's no point. So Oliver Fair is now out of the game. Mikey Sergeyev is in with just over 7 minutes left in the third period. 4-1 off Lancaster against this Oshawa team. Lancaster in the Oshawa end with the puck. In behind the Oshawa net. Oshawa can't seem to get control of this puck. Oshawa's playing back on their heels now. It seems they've gotten the wind knocked out of them at this point in the game. Hope they can reset and get it back together for their game this afternoon. Here comes Dan behind his net. Clears it up along the boards and into the neutral zone. Back down into the Lancaster ends. They chase it back down there. Lancaster comes back in to get it. And Oshawa keeps it in the Lancaster zone. Takes it into their corner. Now Lancaster gets it behind their own net. Passes it up along the boards. And they chip it out to center ice. And Oshawa knocks it back into the Lancaster zone. Now Lancaster comes up through center ice with the puck into the Oshawa end. Shot knocked away by the Oshawa goaltender. Lancaster hangs onto the puck. Centering pass missed by the player that was intended for. Knocked over into the corner. Now Oshawa's in the corner fighting for it. They take control of the puck along their boards. And knock it out. Ben Rowland knocks it out center ice. Back into the Lancaster zone. And here comes Lancaster again back into their own, into Oshawa, and dumps it behind the Oshawa net. Oshawa's there to grab the puck, fighting with the Lancaster players along the boards to try and take control of it. And it's knocked away. And Oshawa comes up with the puck, but they can't clear the zone, and Lancaster takes it. Can't get a shot away. Now here comes Oshawa. But again, it's chipped off their stick, and Lancaster knocks it back in behind the Oshawa net. 5 minutes left in the third period. and Oshawa gets it back out into center ice. And now Oshawa is changing up their lines, but bad timings. Lancaster had a cherry picker there. They grabbed the puck and took it in. Got a shot away, but it's saved by the Lancaster player. 4:50 left in the third period. You face off in the Oshawa zone. 4-1 Lancaster. Oshawa wins that face-off in their zone. Lancaster gets the puck, but Oshawa takes it back. Marquez takes it up along the boards and out through the neutral zone and down into the Lancaster zone. And the rest will call an icing call on that one and bring it back down to the Oshawa end for a face-off in the Oshawa zone. 4:36 left in this third period. Lancaster wins that face-off. Triber centering pass, but it's chipped away by the Oshawa defenders. Knocked to the boards, down around behind the Oshawa net. And it looks like Sternad broke his stick. And he's off for a change, and a shot by Lancaster just goes off the top crossbar and bounces up and out of play. That was a ringer of a shot by the Lancaster player, but couldn't quite get it on the net. It looks like Sternad's parents are going to be out a few bucks for that stick. Hopefully he brought his backup with him. And Lancaster wins that face-off. Gets a quick shot away, knocked away by the Oshawa goaltender. Over to the boards. Ishmael's there to knock it up the boards. Knocks it up to Petrovic. Petrovic through the neutral zone. Takes it down into the Lancaster zone. But it's taken away. The Lancaster players and knocked back out into the neutral zone. Lancaster can't control it in the neutral zone, and they dump it back into the Oshawa zone and chase it in. Oshawa's there along the boards to try and take it away from them. They can't quite get it out of the zone, but they managed to stop a shot. And now here comes Petrovic out to the neutral zone with it. Chips it away, but Lancaster knocks it back into the Oshawa end. And now here's Lancaster with a shot. Saved by the Oshawa goaltender. Now they're in behind the Oshawa net. Pelopou's back there, takes the puck away from him, knocks it up along the boards. To Petrovic, who tries to clear the zone with it. Now Petrovic takes and passes it up to Armstrong. Armstrong tries to center the pass, but it's chipped away and knocked out of the zone by the Lancaster Bombers. And now Oshawa dumps it back into the Lancaster zone, gives both teams a chance to change with 3:06 left in the third period. Now it's bouncing back around between the two teams in the neutral zone. Oshawa manages to get it back into the Lancaster zone, but they very quickly knock it back out of their end into the neutral zone. And here they come again into the Oshawa end. Pass across, shot, saved by the Oshawa goaltender. Another shot, knocked away by the Oshawa goaltender. And now Oshawa takes it along the boards and dumps it down into the Lancaster zone. And they chase it in there. Oh, a quick shot. Saved by the Lancaster goaltender. He had his eye on that one, luckily, because that one would have bounced right in because it came just out of nowhere. Now Lancaster takes the puck back in their own zone, passes it up through center ice, but they can't control the puck. Now here they get it. Now here comes the Lancaster player, gets a shot away. He's held up by the Oshawa defender and saved by the Oshawa goaltender. We've got 2 minutes left in this third period. It's 4-1 Lancaster. Passing the puck around in the neutral zone, back and forth between the two teams. But Lancaster goes offside, so they have to clear the zone. Oshawa takes control of it back in their own end. And Ishmael coming through and up towards center ice. Bounces it up off the boards and dumps it into the Lancaster zone. McLean chasing it down in. Can't get there in time. And Scott tries for it and passes it across, but Oshawa can't control it in front of the net, so they can't get a shot away. Now here comes on a 3-on-1 for Lancaster into the Oshawa end, but they don't get a shot away. There we go. They got a centering shot, but saved by the Oshawa goaltender on that pass. Now Oshawa gets it out of their zone, but they can't control it in the neutral zone, and Lancaster takes the puck again back into the Oshawa end. Oshawa ties them up along the boards and forces a shot behind the net. Now Oshawa dumps it back up along the boards, tries to clear the zone. 1 minute left in the third period. Dumped back in behind the Oshawa zone. Lancaster takes it at the corner. Now Oshawa comes and gets it back, tries to take control of it, now it's back behind the Oshawa net. Here comes Lancaster again, trying for a shot, but he can't find one. Here they come again with a weak shot from beside the net. Easily saved by the Oshawa goaltender. For a face-off in the Oshawa end with 39.6 seconds left in this third period. 4-1 Lancaster. And Oshawa wins that face-off. They try and dump it along the boards. And it's held in by Lancaster. And bounces out in front of the net, and Oshawa chips it away. Back to Lancaster. Shot saved by the Oshawa goaltender. 26.1 seconds left in this game. So this is certainly a tough and disappointing start to the South Simcoe Storm Classic for the Oshawa Generals. As they win the face-off in their zone, take it behind their net. Now they dump it up along the boards with 16 seconds left. Try to pass it out through center. They clear the zone, but Lancaster takes control of the puck again and comes back into the Oshawa end. Oshawa defenders chip the puck away from them in behind their own net. And that's the final horn. Oshawa falls to the Lancaster Bombers by a final score of 4-1. Simply not the bounce-back performance they were hoping for. In the opening face-off, they were outplayed by a very strong and well-prepared Lancaster team that dictated the pace and certainly deserved the victory of this game. There's absolutely no time to dwell on this one, though. The Generals have to find a way to reset and regroup because their tournament could be on the line in just a few hours. They need to bring a completely different level of intensity and execution to their second game of the day. The next game is tonight, right here at the Bradford Leisure Center. They'll move over to the Paul Dossey Arena for a 7:20 p.m. puck drop against the West Niagara Flying Aces. What was already a tough challenge has now become an absolutely critical must-win game for the Oshawa Generals. A tough result this morning, but for Sam behind the camera, this is Guy signing off. We'll see if they can turn it around tonight. Have a great day, everyone.